Welcome to Pompey Talk in partnership with Giant Leap. I'm your host Jeff Marshman, and joining me on the sofa today is my sports writing colleague Jordan Cross. Jordan, good to have you on. Should we start with looking back at the weekend, or should we just forget about it and look forward? It's up to you.
Well, the last 7 days have been eminently forgettable, haven't they, really? There's a lot to digest in that, really. But okay, we'll have to give an inkling of thoughts to Morecambe and then the 600-mile round trip and everything that went wrong. The performance, in large parts, on the pitch was okay, but there were mistakes at the back, and the lack of cutting edge come through again, and that's what undid Pompey there. Paul Cook's made no bones about that, and then in the ensuing days we've had this kind of real angst build amongst
quite an emotional support.
Yeah, I mean it's the temperatures are high, the blood pressures are boiling already at this formative stage of the season going into the weekend. Why is that? Well, Pompey are in their 4th season in League Two now. You're coming off the back of disappointment at the end of last season, and the start has been not good enough. So everyone's getting a bit angst-ridden. Although I do feel it has gone into realms of hysteria with cries for Paul Cook's head at this stage. It's kind of ludicrous to me. But yeah, it's Portsmouth.co.uk and the world of social media has been an interesting place to be involved in the last few days.
It certainly has, and obviously Pompey will be looking in tomorrow's game against Colchester to get the first win of the season, which we probably wouldn't have thought we'd be saying that 4 games in.
Yeah, I was just thinking earlier, if they don't win this weekend, you start going into the realms of looking at the worst starts for the season, don't you? And I was thinking just off the top of my head, probably the Premier League season under Paul Hart when they didn't go for a win at the start. But yeah, that could be put to bed this weekend, although it's a tough game against the Colchester side arriving in good form. They've got 7 points from 9. They're going well. They've had a couple of decent wins. They're adjusting to the new division. But it's just going to be one of those games, and Michael Doyle's sort of already been intimating how it could be at the weekend, and saying he can feel the pressure building. It's up to the players to push it right, because it could turn out ugly this weekend if it doesn't go Pompey's way. But it's in the players' hands. Paul Cook's been very bullish going into the game, and we were at the training ground, myself and Neil yesterday, and he was putting on quite a showing, really. There's nothing to see. There's no sense of things being downbeat. He was very, there was a good mood around the place, and the players know that what they need to put right at both ends of the pitch. But yeah, if they can go and do that this weekend, then it gives a slightly better context, especially with those games at home on the horizon as well.
So many talking points, isn't there? There's almost, I don't know where to begin.
Where do you want to start?
Well, I think probably the most contentious issue around fans at the moment is surrounding the lack of goals that Pompey have produced this season, and that kind of goes in with Michael Smith being the lead striker in the 4-2-3-1 formation. It looks like Paul Cook will stay with that system, although you maybe think that there could be a change in the front line.
Well, if he does change it, it would be a reactionary move. It would be for because of the clamour for 2 strikers, no doubt about it. Because Paul Cook's made it clear he doesn't think that 2 up top works. He thinks he can dominate possession from the formation, and to be fair, it's creating chances. It created 25 in the first game and 25 shots on goal during the week. The problem's been not being able to stick the ball in the net. So you look at the personnel in that case. Cookie's been defensive, quite right to it, back his players to the help of Michael Smith. But I think after 3 games, the patience will be wearing thin on him now, and ultimately he hasn't done it. So you can look at the debate about confidence, but now you need to get results. So for me, it would be taking Michael Smith out of the equation. Yeah. Because Curtis Main in a couple of games he has come on, immediately it's noticeable how much he peps up the team when he comes on. Then there's the Connor Chapman issue during the week as well. The cries for 4-4-2 or getting 2 strikers certainly on the pitch if it's in a diamond or otherwise. For my money though, I would go with the 4-2-3-1. There's been a lot of stuff that's worked about that. It's just the personnel, and I would change Curtis Main for Michael Smith.
Well, Pompey haven't been playing badly, have they? People have sort of looked into the results, and I know football is a results-based business, but it hasn't been that Pompey have been getting battered by other teams not creating chances. There's no real need for
it depends how you interpret that, because in general play they have played well or decent in large parts, but when you make individual mistakes at the back, that contributes to a performance. If you're not, the balls are whizzing across the face of goal as they constantly have been, immensely frustratingly to all of us really, and that's not been attacked, and your strikers up, that contributes to a bad performance as well. So I would say overall that Pompey haven't performed. Paul Cook hasn't dodged that, but I can take the point that in general play, certainly in the first couple of games and the second half on Tuesday, that the actual general performance has been fine. but then it's got to be turned around into something tangible. And that means getting the ball in the back of the net. To do that, you need a striker with confidence. So I would make the change.
I guess the good news, talking of changes, if Paul Cook does want to make changes, the squad depth as it is, it means that he can go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I mean, there was even with Connor not on the bench, you've got another couple of strikers there during the week, so that they're all craving for minutes. Noel Hunt's probably had about 18 minutes so far of that.
Yeah.
So he's been coming as another option. He's a consideration. But I mean, how would you assess it? How would you go this weekend?
I'd be tempted to kind of join in the clamour for two up front, and the reason I'm saying that is kind of reactionary, but I just feel that Pompey, with the strength and depth that they've got in the attacking positions, and I'm quite a big fan, I think most people know of Conor Chapman. I just feel like if you've got a guy in your ranks who can put the ball in the back of the net, you've got to find a way to get him in the system. I don't think he works at all in a 4-2-3-1 system. I don't think he's physically got the size to sort of to be the line leading front man, which obviously Michael Smith can do. So I would think to get Conor Chapman into the team, you have to play him with someone else up there. So that's why I'd favour the two. I'd like to see him come back into the team, because I feel like if he gets the chances that others are getting, he'll probably be most likely to stick them away. So I'd get him in the team. I might change things completely, be a bit radical and go for a diamond formation, maybe drop one of the holding.
That would be how Paul Cook would go, when he spoke about it at the end of last season, going with two up top, he would do it in a diamond.
It's going to ask a lot of the fullbacks, though, isn't it? A diamond formation, but then in Drew Talbot and Ender Stevens, they're both quite attacking minded anyway, so it's something that they might be able to do.
But you think Pompey have been playing okay, haven't you, Jeff? I mean, you've been drawing up, the traffic to portsmouth.co.uk with your comment pieces, which seem to have been generating some debate. Are you doing that just to purely be inflammatory? Do you actually believe that?
No, I just thought I'd offer my own perspective on events. I think that if you go to a game, and obviously Pompey fans took 600 up there, so there was a good chunk, a fantastic number to go up there. But a lot of the fans obviously weren't at the game, and they've sort of reacted to it, seeing the score come in, seeing Twitter, seeing whatever.
But what was your comment piece, just to state?
Sure. So my comment piece was that I felt that the scoreline was actually harsh on Pompey, being that they dominated the ball, they had a huge amount of chances, quite a few shots on target. The other team's goalkeeper was the standout man of the match. Pompey were just absolutely peppering the goal, couldn't break them down, as you've alluded to here. So I then took the viewpoint that, well, there's no need for this hysteria, because the goals will come, the chances are being created, and look, it's not a case of Pompey are playing badly per se, a couple of individual mistakes and they've been punished, but if they keep playing the way they're playing, I think results will turn.
Fury from our readers.
My word, a few people questioning my allegiances to Paul Cook. I think someone called me his adopted son.
Adopted son, yeah. I saw that was Neil Allen was the comment on that one there, wasn't it? And then Mrs. Marshman chimed in as well and said, "You're talking rubbish." My
mother said, "I love you, but you've got this so badly wrong." So thanks to her for that. But it's just, I love it. I love the debate. I think it's what makes football great. The idea that I have an opinion, you have an opinion, Pompey fans in general have opinions, and everyone can go on and debate. And I know Paul Cook.
Even if yours makes no sense whatsoever.
Well, some people think that. Yeah, I'm going to have to stand by it now, aren't I? But there you go. So, but again, Paul Cook said that, didn't he? In today's paper, he said he welcomes the debate, but let's just keep it sane. Let's not go too hysterical. We are 3 games into the season. A win on Saturday against Colchester does change the outlook on things completely. And
he literally said, if any fan wants to come up and have a cup of tea with him and talk it over in a reasoned manner at the training ground, crack on.
Yeah,
he'd welcome that. So I mean, he's got an open door policy about that, and I find that refreshing.
That is. I
wonder if anyone will take advantage of that offer.
I'm sure there'll be quite a few Pompey fans who'd like to go and have a chat with Paul Cook at the moment over a cup of tea. But anyway, let's get on to Saturday then. Obviously, a big Colchester game has kind of taken on a bit of an added significance this early in the season, being Pompey's start. So quite an important one this for Pompey. I just want to get your opinion on how you see the game going. Really.
Yeah, I was going to say they've had a good start. 7 points from 9. They've got the lad Ben Dickinson who's coming from Gillingham. He got 3 goals from the left side of midfield. I just think it's going to be that. The cliche of that, starting well becomes much stronger in this occasion because of the early angst that's going into the game. So first goal is going to be critical. If Pompey can get that, then it could be a decent afternoon. I know Colchester probably, even though they've had that good start, they're going to come down and be happy with a point again and be hard to break down. So it's going to be that Groundhog Day again. It's just a case of whether Pompey can kind of make the most of it. But they've had a lot of new there. John McGrill, the new head coach, gone in there. And they've had a number of staff coming. Mind you, I was speaking to the guy up at Colchester. He said, there's been a big turnover this summer. we've signed 7 players.
Oh,
It's like, we were supposed to do some tinkering and we've signed 13.
yeah. Let's get that in context.
So that was quite an amusing side story to that. But in terms of prediction, Jeff, we have to, I've got the draw at the last weekend. I didn't call it during the week. I'm going to be an optimist and say, please, just get a victory, and hope Pompey just squeak it by the odd goal 2-1. What about you?
I was actually going to say 2-1. So, being that you've said it, I'm going to change my mind completely. I'm not going to side with you because that'd just be boring. I'll say Pompey going to win 2-0. I feel like there is a performance due there and a result due, and I just feel like if Pompey...
Colin Chapman first goal?
I don't. If he starts, 100%. But I just feel like if Pompey get the early goal, that will, like you said, that will settle so many nerves, won't it? And obviously the crowd will be really important. I think on Saturday, if there's a blanket wall of noise, that could really sort of drive the players on. But if they 0-0 at half time, or God forbid they go a goal down, then you can almost guess that the tension will rise, and that could even make the task even more difficult for the players.
Incredible that we're going into this formative stage of the season. We're talking like this already.
It's crazy, isn't it? It really is. But no, I'll go for 2-0. Possibly Curtis Main, if he starts, might be my tip for a first goal. But again, I don't really care who scores it as long as...
Just get the 3 points.
As you say, Jordan, the 3 points so vital for Pompey this weekend. And that brings another episode of Pompey Talk in partnership with Giant Leap to a close. For more content online, do visit our Facebook page, and we'll see you all again very soon. Thank you.